வெல்ல முடியாதவர் அம்பேத்கர். அந்த வேங்கையை போல் போராடிய வீரர் யார்? வேறு யார்? வெல்ல முடியாதவர் அம்பேத்கர். மனித குலத்தை பிரித்த மதத்தை அழிக்க பிறந்த வீரர். மனித குலத்தை பிரித்த மதத்தை அழிக்க பிறந்த வீரர். மனு தர்ம தத்துவத்தில் நெருப்பு வைத்த சூரர். மனு தர்ம தத்துவத்தில் நெருப்பு வைத்த சூரர். வர்ண சாதி நெறிமுறையை திரையிழித்த மேதை. வர்ண சாதி நெறிமுறையை திரையிழித்த மேதை. வரலாறு நமக்களித்த புரட்சிக்கான பாதை. வரலாறு நமக்களித்த புரட்சிக்கான பாதை. வெல்ல முடியாதவர் அம்பேத்கர். Like this, several acts are there, but friends, in Tamil Nadu, there is a big problems in the textile garment industries. In South India, especially in Tamil Nadu, there are 4,000 spinning mills and garments are there. In the textile and garment sector, there are 2.5 lakhs young girls in the name of camp labor, in the name of Sumangali Tittam, in the name of Kanmanigal Tittam, in the name of schemes. There are lost their life, they are working in the name of poverty, in the name of marriage. The most of them
லீவ் போட முடியாது. ஷிஃப்ட் கரெக்ட்டா 8 மணி நேரம் வேலை, ஓட்டியும் பார்க்கணும்.
Normally the working hour is 8 hours, but we have been asked to do overtime. At times it is 12 hours a day or double shifts. I mean 16 hours a day. And when the results came, when the vacation is over, when I went and asked, and my parents also came and asked that, I want to go and continue my studies. The mill management said that, we cannot send you out because you are in the scheme. And you have to be here 3 years, and we give you vacation or a holiday only after 6 months. You cannot just like that leave in the middle. But she doesn't know about the scheme and all the provisions of the scheme. Just like that, to spend the holidays, she went there.
11 ILO indicators, all of us know, I don't want to really talk about it, but whatever little I know about this issue, I know that out of 11, almost 9 to 10 indicators exist as far as bonded labor in India is concerned. The timings, the environment, the sanitation, sexual harassment, everything is there. Overtime, non-payment of basically money that is supposed to be paid, dignity, I think that is something.
Especially the hostel girls, when we see that majority of them are from the east coast of India, starting from Orissa, Bihar, Jharkhand, coming inside Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh. See that out of the 100%, 60 to 70% are Dalits. These industries are targeting these Dalit communities because of the poverty and the social stigmas. And we are very unfortunate, and this total exploitation is happening.
There are housing built for them, and these people, men and women, don't know what to do. I mean, they are sitting in front of their house, because there is a wholly inclusive ecology where they are lived in. So I mean, it's something is really wrong with the way that we are talking about development. We are thinking of development. We are thinking about investment, and employment. There's something very, very seriously wrong, and these young girls are victims of the completely wrong way of going about economic development.
Called the Tamil Nadu Hostels and Home for Women and Children Regulation Act. Under this act, some of the features are like every hostel, home, lodging house, you call it, for women, girl, children, everybody, needs to run with the license. So you cannot run a hostel or a lodging house or home for women and children without a license, number one. And the second is the district collector is the licensing authority, so he needs to scrutinize your application and issue licenses.
So my demand is that what is the role of CWC or DCPU, who has mandate to look into the protection of the girl children and the protection of the children below age of 18, when there is a large number of girls are being confined to stay in mills or the garment factory, whether they have any supervisory mechanism or they have any mechanism to look into such kind of post-labor practices.
Grown-up young woman, not only the gender aspect, it involves the aspects of Dalits, because in a legal perspective, it is very much connected with the labor laws,
laws related to women as well as social justice laws. In this case of Sumangali issues, there is a failure of implementation of SC/ST's Atrocities Act. Very much in need in our local context of existing worse forms of labor rights violation and modern form of slavery in our textile and garment industry.
Industrial is a global trade union. DSN and other NGOs alongside companies are members of the Ethical Trading Initiative with Industrial.
The textile industry being the mother industry of the labor movement in this country, in the last 3 decades it has radically changed for various reasons, and the growth of powerloom sector and the ready-made garments have absolutely taken away the traditional trade unions from this sector. And this lack of unionization also contributed for the less percentage of the Dalits in the decision making, as well as the less percentage of women having their voice in the trade unions and in the structures where.
This particular session focuses on the national context and not only the issues, also looking at the various legal mechanisms available at the national level, and also looking at the strategies how to address.
Dr. B.R. Ambedkar had said that really our battle is not for wealth, but actually for freedom and for human dignity. So here today, actually, if we are talking of slavery, definitely slavery for justice for slavery was freedom. And in this place, when we're looking at this modern slavery, it's again freedom. But it's a question of the dreams of all of these young girls. When I think of it, thousands of our girls employed in thousands of spinning mills just in these few districts. No way that any of these girls would be like a IAS officer or a lawyer or whatever they wish to be. We would never be able to achieve that dream.
Very well said that still we are fighting for the identity of Dalit issues, and still this has not been really prominently come as a national. I think we have to look at this is from the Dalit women perspective.
Utilization of the advance amount is clearly talking about that what are the expenses they are doing, that medical expenses, education expenses, etc. But one of the core question is that the entitlements level. I think we have spoken to all the people and not even one said that we have received gratuity or the pension or the provident fund. No one says that. And below than 60% say that we have not paid the minimum wages. So clearly sharping is showing the result that is a clear violation of labor and etc.
Particularly to look at the district monitoring committee that this government was praising. And I can tell you the 13 district collectors, all the 13 district collectors in their RTI have responded that the district monitoring committee has not functioned. And this is for donkey's years, from 2007 till now. So 2007 when the committee was formed by the government order, till today the district monitoring committees are non-functional.
Factory in Bangladesh, and because so many lives were lost, finally action was taken. Now we might not have a real fire, but we will have a fire if we don't address this issue. This cannot keep going on with this amount of abuse, with so many workers involved, and sooner or later it will affect company reputation, and it will certainly start affecting the country reputation. Incredible India is one thing, but when we talk about slavery in the supply chains, when I talk to whether it's even within India or without of India, people are going, really? Is that happening in India? Well, people will start to see that reality, which is why one of these things, that's why this needs to be addressed.
And in this global complex supply chain, the workers don't know whom they are working for, where they should go for their complaints, whom they should ask for help, or where they should show their grievances. It's mostly found in the textile, garment, shoes and leather sector. And I do not feel at all ashamed to say that it's kind of a prostitution rather than slavery. And it's not only in our country, it's found across the globe.
And FLA will work closely with the brands to address the issue at the supply chain level. And at the end of the project, FLA will also engage an independent organization to assess the success of the project and determine the next steps? I know a lot of interventions have already gone through last many years when it comes to the Sumangali project, but we really need to assess and see where we are.
Government, sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. They say they don't. But what is disappointing for us is that the whole industry, the business part is in total denial of existence of such a thing.
Forced labor in India, and we are really looking at forced labor in every sense in India in our supply chains. So the main aim of this is to bring together existing initiatives and stakeholders in order to collaborate, thereby increase leverage and impact. So all we are saying is, rather than having independent initiative, let's all come together.
And I have to say, the role of ILO here was absolutely key, because ILO was the only institution that was able to act as the glue to bring us all together and work together in having a consensus solution under the ILO Convention 121. And I have to say, probably for the first time, we are now very, very close to getting the 100% compensation to all the victims of Rana Plaza.
The current unwanted employment and recruitment practices are not an accident. It was well planned and executed by the mill owners. And because of that, they have enjoyed for the past 15-20 years exploiting workers, making profit. All of a sudden, we want to enter and put a full stop, and we want to bring some change. They suspect. It takes time for us.
And we have had experiences of summons being sent, and then we know what it is. Those kind of public hearings. So that will shake them up. And somebody was repeating this needling. That is a weapon that we have to needle.
So how it is important to look at labor issue from the intersectoral perspective. One is from the labor perspective, another from, if they are Dalits, backward classes, Muslims, from the disadvantaged positioned people. And I think intersectorally working on this issue is so important.
The nation labor movement has miserably failed in two aspects. One, inclusion of the Dalit identity. I say that I am in the trade unions for the last 40 years. We have failed in that. We never tried to build a kind of structures that have given empowerment to the Dalits.
But to push so that all the commissions together will have all the statutes and the statutory powers and the investigating agencies together. And that is something that is required here. If we really want to shake the state, I think that kind of a joint effort should be there. So,
எரிமலை 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 இளைஞனே நீ ஒரு எரிமலை புறப்பாடு 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 புயலென நீயும் புறப்பாடு ஆதி தமிழர்கள் யாரடா அட அருந்ததியர்கள் தானடா ஆதி தமிழர்கள் யாரடா அட அருந்ததியர்கள் தானடா ஆரிய செய்த சூழ்ச்சியடா ஆரிய செய்த சூழ்ச்சியடா அடித்து அவைகளை நொறுக்கிடடா அடித்து அவைகளை நொறுக்கிடடா எரிமலை 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 இளைஞனே நீ ஒரு எரிமலை புறப்பாடு புறப்பாடு